Welcome back in for the Mixed Media Deck Build. The deck build is footage that was originally shown on my Instagram account only, and I sped it up 400% as I followed Crafty Hope through her 52 weeks of Crafty Hope prompts, which was a prompt challenge that was actually built onto the deck of cards. This time I've slowed it down to real time. I will show one card each week through 2024 for those of you who prefer the real-time videos.
Leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky. Are you willing to try? Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. We will keep it steady. We will be the confetti. If we fail, we just reboot.
Well, I'm going to do what I always do in the beginning, well, generally always do, and that is to collage down some items. And so I have this old piece of scrapbook paper. I do not have any information on where I got it, and I'm going to get that glued down using some matte gel medium. And then I've got this basket of old baby wipes, some of which I've already use some stiffen stuff on them for a different project, and they're the ones I never use. And I'm just going to kind of go through here and find something that will go well with what is already down, like color wise, on the card.
We will be the confetti, and if we fail, we just reboot. 'Cause nothing can hold us back. Oh, nothing can take us down. We stand joined. Many more come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. Yes, we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti, and if we fail, we just reboot. We just reboot. Sailors passing on the street, are you ready for peace? Ships are filling up fast, are you ready for ease? Forget bad memories and leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky, are you willing to try? Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. just reboot.
So I got that good and dry, and now I'm going to come in with a stencil from my Work of Hearts studio and some gesso. I'm just going to push the gesso through the stencil and create some foliage down in along the right hand side of the card.
Shine through. Many more come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit, and we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti, and if we fail, we just reboot. 'Cause nothing can hold us back. Oh, nothing can take us down. We stand joined. Many more come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. Yes, we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti.
By going through and doing each of those leaf formations, I'm letting the one prior to it dry a little bit before I come back in with some additional gesso, just to get that white to pop up a little bit more. It's awfully thin and not showing through with all that bold color underneath. So it's going to take a few layers. So that's just what I'm doing here, is going back over them with some additional gesso to get that white to pop a little bit.
Sailors passing on the street, are you ready for peace? Ships are filling up fast, are you ready?
So I'm going to let that dry, and while that's drying, I have pulled out my word bag, and in here I have sentiments, quotes, single words. Sometimes they're mounted on something, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're like stickers from a sticker book. So I'm just looking for words that will go well with the layout on the front of this card.
To try right. Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest.
So I've chosen my words, and I've decided I'm going to mount them on some black cardstock. I believe that this is actually black construction paper. I keep a little bit to the side of my art table just for this reason. And I'm going to adhere those words onto that with using a little bit of the fluid matte medium, and find a place for those to live on this front of this card.
Grass is greener on this side. Are you ready for new? New beginnings, new pride. Let your spirit shine through. Many more come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit, and we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti, and if we fail, we just reboot. 'Cause nothing can hold nothing can take us down. We stand joined. Many more come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit.
And it just wouldn't be finished with some random threads. So I'm pulling out my thread basket and looking for something that will go with some of the colors in the background. And I end up going with a little piece of, I think it's gauze, and some pink, leftover pink DMC floss, I believe it is, rather than thread. But whatever, it's out of this bag, and which is my thread bag. And gonna get that laid down behind the words.
Street, are you ready for peace? Ships are filling up fast, are you ready for ease? Forget bad memories and leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky, are you willing to try? Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. We will keep it steady. We will be the confetti. If we fail, we just reboot. Grass is greener on this side. Are you ready for new?
So now that the words are down, I need to complete the last prompt, which is Stabilo All. And so I've pulled out my Stabilo All pencil in graphite, and I'm gonna do some sketchy lines around that organic stenciling work that I did on the bottom and up the right side.
Finest suit. And we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti. And if we fail, we just reboot.
And now I'm going to come in and just activate that Stabilo All with the water brush. And this will just make it a little bit waterier, stabilize it so it won't move on the surface of the page if it gets wet again.
Stand joined. Many more come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. Yes, we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti. And if we fail, we just reboot. We just reboot.
So after looking at that, after I used the water brush on the graphite, I felt like it was just too light. So I decided to come in with the Stabilo All in black and do the same thing with the water brush, but really pull it out a little bit and give it some shading. It helps to make that white pop a little bit more. And you may notice I'm only applying the black Stabilo All onto the right side, so it looks as though the shadow is being cast off onto the right side.
Forget bad memories and leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky. Are you willing to try? Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. We will keep it steady. We will be the confetti. If we fail, we just reboot. Grass is greener on this side. Are you ready for new? New beginnings, new pride. Let your spirit